Congratulations. I think you made the pilot episode of a show I would really love to watch week to week. The psychedelics and pharmaceutical is a topic that I've been captivated for a long time. How did this come to you, and why did you feel like you wanted to be part of a project like this?
Oh, well, thank you so much, Jesus. I'm glad that there was something in there that resonated with you and piqued your interest. I became interested in psychedelic therapy because my partner's brother has suffered an opioid addiction and the challenges that come with that, and he's had other family members that have suffered from addiction. And the opioid epidemic that has exploded everywhere, but certainly in our country, I think is actually a really good impetus to look at psychedelic therapy, right? Because here we have a very clearly addictive substance that big pharma has continued to push out to suffering patients. And meanwhile, the exploration of scientific research into psychedelic therapy has been completely blocked legally by the government. Obviously, there's been some forward progress recently, but the original, I call them the OGs of psychedelic therapy research, the OGs from Menlo Park and those earlier days when Nixon was president, they were, they were making some really cool progress with their research, and then they were shut down. And really, since then, psychedelics have been Schedule One drugs, and I just thought, wow, that juxtaposition of being so freewheeling with opioids and being so militant with research into psychedelic therapy, that says a lot, and I think needs to be explored. And I love to tell stories via characters and narratives. So that's how my interest got piqued.
Where do you hope this pilot, what kind of message do you hope that people are picking up from it, and what kind of conversations do you hope start because of it? Because there's so much to it. It's very well written. It's very captivating. What do you hope people get out of it?
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I just hope that people come away with maybe a slightly different idea of what drugs mean, of what healthcare means, of what corporatized medicine means, maybe to challenge what we accept as a right and what we accept as a wrong, challenge what we accept from business as healthcare. So that's a big leading sort of overarching societal theme from a character standpoint, which we felt was the right anchor to take us through to go through that backdrop. She's really dealing with an identity crisis, and in her own way, kind of picking apart what she thought was right and what she thought was wrong. And so if people can identify with that maybe you go through your life sort of accepting a truth, and you have this poignant moment of an identity crisis that makes you re-examine what you think to be true, that you're not alone, and to go after that, to explore that.
Definitely. I had the that Breaking Bad kind of style going with that, but at the same time, it was a coming of age story in a sense. How do you start, producing something like this? How do you start building that character?
Thank you for saying that it's a coming of age story. I think that's so well said. And I think we often associate coming of age with like, oh, they're in their teens. Coming of age can be at any point in your life, depending on what you're going through or what you've been through. So I really like contextualizing it, and that yeah, I to you wanted to ask like how I remind me of that question at the beginning.
How do you
I was
build
so
that?
taken. I was so taken with how you phrased that I forgot where we landed.
Yeah, how did you build that lead character that she's very complex but at the same time she's very relatable.
Yes. You know, I don't know. I've had a lot of like really ambitious women in my life that I've admired quite a bit. And whether that's someone like my writing partner or my sister or my mom or my cousin. Um, and and I think it's great to see women with those ambitions, and we want to see um, women pursuing the things that satiate their intellectual curiosity, that empower them. But I've also seen a lot of women that come to this point where the world is not necessarily as they thought it would be. And I've certainly been through that journey. And again, to use your phrase of a coming of age journey, we started with the overall world of psychedelic therapy and opioids, and we said, okay, who is the person that would be most engaging and most relatable to take an audience through this journey of a world that's largely, I think, kind of unexplored and untold. And I thought, what if you had a pharmaceutical researcher who was super ambitious and was good at her job and believed in what she was doing because she wanted to bring medicine that could help save lives, could help people, struggling with chronic and lifelong pain. But one day realizes, oh, the world that I've been doing it in isn't necessarily aligning with those goals. And I think a lot of people, have found themselves in that position. Like, I just accepted this path because I was so motivated and driven to be it. And then you get to the top of the mountain and like, oh, this isn't it. This is nothing like what I expected. So that's kind of how we started. We're like, well, who is the right vessel for this? Oh yeah, someone who's working in completely opposite of what this world of psychedelic therapy is. And that really can set her up for a long arc
Hmm.
in getting there.
And you're going to be screened at the most iconic landmark in Hollywood. How does that feel?
Um, it feels wonderful. There was just such an incredible cast and crew that we worked with that put so much love and energy into this project. And when the pandemic happened, to not have that realized on a big screen was really devastating. More than anything, I just wanted them to be able to see their work on on a big screen and in a manner of which it was intended to be seen. So that feels really, really great. And it, I QC'd it right before the festival started, and like the sound, like I messaged our sound mixer and I just said, thank you so much. Like the sound was so wonderful to hear in a big theater. So yeah, I'm thrilled and I'm so grateful.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on this. It's an amazing project. I want to see more of it. Hopefully, I get to.
Oh,
Would
thank you.
you like to share the social media for the project or your social media where people can follow you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can follow me on Twitter at Erica Bardin. Same thing on Instagram. The project social media is Shepherds Series on Twitter. We didn't have enough characters for the in between. So, and then on Facebook at Shepherds the Series, and Instagram is Shepherds the Series.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time. Once again, the project is amazing and have fun on Saturday.
Thank you so much, Jesus. I really appreciate it.